family's here. And very lovely. Lovey. All right. I'm Laura T. at Dream Deals 123. Don't need a shot of your butt. On eBay and the Silver Owl Thrifter on YouTube. Welcome new people. Put down where you're from. And are you selling, trying to learn how to sell, or just here for the music? The music and the laughs. I made, speaking of laughs, I made $60 overnight on eBay. Let's break it down and see how much was profit. I just sold 2 items. Then I'll tell my story of yesterday. Let's start with the one where you're going to wonder what I'm doing and why are you watching, and you're going to just say I'm leaving. Anybody who doesn't know. Anyways, pretty good brand, Duluth Trading Company. Just a kind of a very light chamois, I would say, shirt. Duluth Trading Company button-up flannel shirt, trim fit, pockets, blue, long sleeve, soft. I paid $5 for it, but I've had it for a while and it's on sale. And I took an offer and I sold it for $8 and $7 shipping, so for $15. Now, because I paid so much for it, I'm going to be making a profit of only $2 on that, which is not very much at all. But I am not trying to make money right now. I'm trying to move merchandise and make my money maybe back from the $5 I put into it, make a couple more dollars. I'm good. The listings were already up. See, that's the thing, you know, you put, and this is, I think, one of the reasons why a lot of us don't do this, is we put so much time into doing the listing and everything and the preparing in the first place, that to sell it for little to no money is, you know, hard. And, but if it's just been sitting and sitting and sitting and doesn't get any views or anything for months and months, sometimes years and years, then it's time to, I am going to cut the prices. And, you know, I have 60% off sale going now, and still things are sitting there. So, you know, it's like, I don't know, I'll go to 70% in a couple of months on them. Now, my newest stuff is selling pretty good and getting some good views. You know, it never seems to be as much as you want it to be, but I feel like I'm learning a lot, and I am moving some of the old inventory, albeit not at a lot of money, but I'm not, if my goal is to move the inventory on, get it to somebody, you know, I don't want it to go into a landfill or something. And again, you put the time into doing the listing, it's not so hard to reduce the price. If you think you're going to make, you know, like Duluth Trading Company, I was like, I think I'm going to make my money back on this at least. And I did. And a couple dollars. So anyways, my goal is not to make a lot of money right now. My goal is to, as we move into our little house, to have a lot less inventory. And that's working pretty well. So I had 2,300 listings when I started this, and I was making, you know, I was making a lot more money than I am now, I think. But I had so many things that just weren't moving, and then I had to figure out what to do, moving into a much smaller house. So this is what I'm doing, and I'm happy with it, and I'm learning a lot because I'm being a lot pickier now with the things that I am actually listing. So, anyways, some of these things are, like, this was an old thing. I've had it for a while, although I'm kind of surprised. I don't know, maybe I did take a little too low for it. I'm not perfect. I'm learning, trying to do the best I can with what I know. This I just picked up. And I picked up a couple more of this brand in just a plain black wrap last week. Kiona, it's a wrap dress, and it's got these, the thing that drew me to it was this crane print, and it's like a got big slits in it, but it's a maxi. This got a lot of interest right away. And I think I sent out an offer. I think I had it at $39.99, and I took an offer of $35 and $10, $38 and $7 shipping, and I made $45. So they paid $45. I paid $6 for this. I made $27. So that was good. That's good margins. So I've made a total of $60 gross and $29 net, almost 50% there. So I've made $35,426 gross this year and $17,147. Okay, so I think that'll be my my title. My goal is not to make a lot of money right now on eBay. That would get some people's interest maybe. But I want to eventually make a lot of money. It's all working towards that. Make more money and be more efficient. You know who's good? J Ride Flips. He just did a top, sometimes I watch the advice to new eBayers from some of the people that I really admire because they're doing so well, even though they maybe been doing it a lot less than I am. They're doing it better. And this guy's like a business marketing wizard. He's just, he's so good, and he's got really good tips. And one of them is, it's basically be more efficient. Okay, so yesterday at the thrift, I decided to go and return some things at the 2nd Avenue store. So I got going on that, and I drove out there, and I guess you have to go to the store that you bought it at, and I had bought it at a store that's further away. So I was a little bit like, oh, darn, lugged it all in there. I had quite a few things because that's what I'm doing now. If I come home and I really do some more research on it and it doesn't look like it's going to sell very well, I'm returning things. So then I'm walking down the aisle, and I like to look at the scarves and hats briefly. But I see this scarf that's like a nice plaid print, and I pick it up. It's Burberry cashmere made in Scotland. Put that in my cart. And then I look at my phone, which isn't working well in another way right now. I have to get these notices for showing our house because we're selling it right now. And my phone does not make a sound when I get a message. It used to. 3 days ago it did. I got everything turned on. I had Bethany, my daughter, look at it. We can't figure it out. She's got the exact same phone. So I have to constantly be looking at my phone to make sure I'm checking to see if we're getting any showings, because we get 1 or 2 every few days, and you got to answer them right away and accept their showing. So anyway, so I was kind of frustrated about that, and I look at my phone, and I'm at the thrift store like half an hour away from my house, and I see we do have a showing request for 2 hours. They want 2 hours. We have a 2-hour window. A lot of people give 12 hours or give a few days, which is a lot nicer than the 2-hour one, because the 2-hour one, then you got to rush. So I called Bethany and told her we got to get going on the house, because even though we show it a lot, just everyday living takes about 2 hours to clean up every single room in the house. Although we're getting a lot better at it and a lot more efficient. So I do buy the Burberry scarf. I didn't look at it or anything. When I got it home, it did have a few holes in it, 2 little holes, and some parts where there was wear. So I decided, but some of these scarves are going for over $100. So I decided to put it on an auction starting at $9.99 and see what happens, because it still looks really good as far as the Burberry style, and it still has the warmth and the feel, even though it's got a few flaws. So we'll see what happens. It looks like it's getting a lot of views and a couple of watchers, so we'll see. But anyways, happy to find. I was like, wow, I'm going to be here for 2 minutes looking, and I have to find something. Burberry cashmere scarf is great. I don't think I've ever found Burberry in the wild before, so this was nice. So anyways, if I was better at this, I would have the scarf here to show you. I will show you tomorrow. I'm going to make a note of it so that I won't forget. And I'll also show you the other thing I got the other day. I got my first single stitch vintage shirt. It's a t-shirt and it said Bone Man on the front, and it had a really cool graphic on the back of a skeleton playing tennis. And I guess these are very popular. One in a size exactly like mine, in size medium, sold for $45, and there were none listed, but there was a really good sell-through with all the different kinds of characters, these skeletons doing sports, basically. The graphic caught my eye, and then I didn't even know it was single stitch. I got it for the graphic, and I'm reading the comps, and oh, it's a vintage single stitch. So I go and look at it, and yeah, it's single stitch. I've never seen it before, so I've never really known exactly what to look for. So tomorrow I will show you too what to look for. I was gonna do that today. I'll do it tomorrow, and I'll show scarf and single stitch. But anyways, that was the other day at the Goodwill. So a couple of nice items there, a couple of mistakes. I found this like big 2XL plus size denim jacket that had all the Negro Leagues on it and really cool graphics and stuff. And at first glance, see, this is the thing I sometimes do. I glance and I do just look at the listings and not the sold so thoroughly. And I glanced at the listings, and there were several listings at $100 and so and so. But when I got home, it was 10 listings, several in the exact same size, and one sold in 3 months. So it didn't really have a very good didn't look that great anymore. So anyways, going to return that, even though it looked very cool initially. All right. So, anything else? Oh, going to Virginia tomorrow for Thanksgiving, and we'll be back on Saturday. So I probably won't do this for a few days, and I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you in the next one.